Well, I decided I would do this video because it's been on my mind recently to cover this, because this is something that I'm super passionate about. It's something that I definitely teach my girls. I talk about this all the time in our team chats. And what is that? That is branding. So as people that own virtual franchise, online businesses that we have started maybe recently, maybe you've been in the business for a long time, maybe you've studied branding, we're always learning, we're always honing, we're always trying to improve our branding, because our branding is what allows people to essentially recognize us when they see us online. So they click on your Facebook post and they go to your page and they need to learn something about you. And what they're gonna learn is whatever you're putting out there, and whatever you're putting out there is your branding. And the best way to pull people in is to have a well-honed brand, a brand that's recognizable, that is easy for you to communicate, and that's concise. So I have 4 things and then a tip at the end for branding. So the first thing you need to know about branding before you even get into branding or deciding what your brand is you need to know how to essentially create a brand. So the way that we create a brand is we look at ourselves, we look at our lives, we look at our passions, and we say, what about me am I passionate about? What about my life, my job, my family am I passionate about? And you want to pick 4 to 6 items, 4 to 6 ideas that really communicate not only who you are, but what your interests and passions and all that stuff are. So 4 to 6, don't do more, don't do less. Less makes you bland, you're boring, you're hitting the same things over and over and over again. More than 6 and no one can identify your brand. You're talking about too much. You're talking about too much. Your brand isn't concentrated enough. It's not powerful. So you want to keep it broad. Just broad enough and just narrow enough, and that's 4 to 6. So for me, for example, infertility and adoption. That is one of my very, very focused branding items. I talk about it all the time. I'm super passionate about it. It's something William and I are going through. It is a part of our life. It's very easy to eat, sleep, and breathe that, because that's what we do. So that's a huge part of my branding. The second thing is fashion and home decor. I love spaces and I love clothes. So that's something I talk about. For me, also getting healthy. I've put on weight because of all the fertility treatments I've been going through. And so that's another thing that I talk about, is getting healthy, going on runs, walking, tennis, whatever I'm doing, I'm talking about that. Will that change? Absolutely, it will change. But those are some of the things that I have honed down that are easy for me to talk about because it's a part of my life. I can throw it out there on social media and I'm not embarrassed about it at all because it's a part of who I am. So don't fake it. That's the other thing with those branding items or ideas. Don't fake it. Pick things that are right next to your heart. So the second thing, visual recognition. This is something that I feel like is super overlooked today. So a lot of people just kind of like, we throw quotes out there, we put pictures out there that fit our branding, maybe the ideas that we have. But we leave out the visual recognition component. So when somebody sees your brand, you should have some colors, fonts, things like that you use consistently that people begin to identify with your brand. So for example, Jenna Kutcher nails this. If you follow her on Facebook, you will find, and on Instagram, Facebook and Instagram, you will find that she posts quotes with a very particular font and it's in black and white. It fits her branding. She does a lot of black and white photography. Now, for me, my branding, I focus a little bit more in on the florals, things like that. It kind of fits my brand. Classy is another word that I would use to describe my branding. I have certain colors in my Canva account. More on that later. I'm going to do a video about Canva. For me, I use my Canva account, and there are very specific colors that I've saved in my branding pull down toolbar that I'm able to literally click on and create quotes in seconds that match my branding. So the third thing that I see more as a mistake to avoid is people are not bold enough. Some people feel like their branding needs to be really cautious, really cautious. So for example, maybe they wouldn't be comfortable talking about their infertility or adoption journey. Girl, get over it. You have to get over it. It's so hard for me to say that because I tend to be a little bit more of a private person, but get over it. Be bold, be yourself, and throw yourself out there, because here's the thing. Brene Browning talks about this all the time. Vulnerability brings people in. It connects people. It creates community. So don't hide behind that screen and put out this perfect you branding, because here's the deal. We all feel like the Joneses have the perfect life, and sometimes we need a dose of reality from our friends on social media. All right, now the fourth thing, you're not getting out there enough. You're not being consistent enough. So when you're creating this branding, make sure you're getting it out there every day. Multiple posts a day, connecting with people on a personal basis. That is a part of your brand. So make consistency a huge part of who you are. You want to be consistent in showing up. That will draw recruits to you. That will also help you sell products. All right, now my little bonus tip. As somebody that is in direct sales, one of the things that I run into most often is people not following up, not having that customer service aspect to their business being front and center. So the challenge today, in today's world when direct sales is a big business and there are a lot of people selling through direct sales virtual franchises, it is an awesome job. Here's the deal. Set yourself apart by making customer service your number one thing. So when somebody emails you or messages you and they want to buy a product, maybe they want to buy a lipstick or a wrap or whatever it is that you sell, make sure that you are communicating with them that you can place the order for them if your business allows you to do that. Hey, I'd be happy to place that order for you. Would you like me to do that for you? Or follow up. Hey, how is the product working for you? Please tell me if you need any help with it. Oh, I'm having trouble applying my foundation. Great, let me get you some information on that. Here's a video. So being proactive with your customer service is paramount. Also, thank you notes. Sending out thank you notes takes our business from being, I like to call it like from Walmart to Nordstrom. So Walmart, when you check out at Walmart, you may have a checker that's rude, that doesn't give a flip, that's gonna leave and clock out in 30 minutes, and you're just an inconvenience. When you go to Nordstrom or when you go to Neiman Marcus and you leave and you just spent $2,000, what do you think you get? You get a thank you note, a handwritten thank you note, typically from those people that represent those high-end brands. So putting yourself out there as a high-end brand and following it up with the customer service of the century is gonna get you that branding that sets you apart. So I hope these tips were helpful. I hope my hand's not too shaky, but check back in, hit the like or subscribe button. I'm gonna be putting out more videos in the next few weeks, and I cannot wait to see you back. Thanks, guys. Bye.